Hello, friends. The overload of information creates poverty of attention. I repeat, the overload of information creates poverty of attention. Friends, if you look at some of the biggest companies in the world, you will get the names of Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon. And notice what is their game. They are all essentially into one and only one game. And that game is grabbing more and more human attention. So Apple says, look at me. Google says, look at me. Facebook says, look at me. Amazon says, look at me. The more human attention they command, the more things they can sell, the more opinions they can shape, the more power they have at their disposal. So here is an important question we need to ask ourselves. That have I learned to hone my attention? Who is in charge of my attention? Am I driving my attention, or I am driven by some external forces about where I will put my attention and where I will avoid? One of the essential skills of this era is the ability to pay attention on the things which I like, and the ability to deliberately get away from the things which are not going to be useful for me. A lot of psychoanalysis, behavioral economics is used while designing these platforms. That red dot which is visible on the Facebook, or that red dot which is visible on Instagram or many other similar platforms, it has not just come by chance. It has all happened with so much deep research on how human psyche works, where our eyes normally go. The kind of data they record is phenomenal. Now, what's my problem here? The problem is, if I don't command my attention, I am living not my life. My mind is hacked and it is being used by some other agencies without even me knowing about it. Yuval Harari, the famous philosopher, thinker, author, he says human mind has become hackable, and I completely agree with him. The way our attention is taken, it is mind-boggling. And the funny thing is, here many of us are very bothered about our privacy when it comes to Aadhaar card. On the other hand, we are literally giving our life story on these platforms. So, the thing which we should learn is the art of honing attention. Otherwise, we end up living somebody's life without even knowing. Ask this question to yourself. If you have been using Facebook for last 7 years, in last 7 years, what you have taken from Facebook and what Mark Zuckerberg has got from you? Just ask this question. How much you have learned from it, and how much time was not utilized in a right way on those platforms? Because life just slips away. We are hooked to these platforms, and I am not against these platforms because they have given us a huge insight over so many things. This has literally become the nervous system of the world. So while there are huge advantages, there are potential pitfalls, and we need to be extremely careful. How do we hone our attention? In my view, our attention is driven by our questions. We have a mind which has an obligation to search for the answers of the questions we possess. I repeat, our mind is obligated to look for the answers of the questions we possess. Whatever kind of question you ask, the mind goes into search mode. Even before you put it on Google search, your mind says find it on Google. So it's very important for us to improve the quality of our questions so that our attention is driven at the right aspects. And that is the only way to come out of this trap. Otherwise, unknowingly, millions of us would waste our lifetime on these platforms in a very unproductive way. Think about it. I hope you would like this video. Thank you so much.